Now, Mahlul, when we saw Mahlul, this was a village. Most of this population sought refuge in Nazareth. The only thing standing is our two churches, the Catholic Church and the Orthodox Church. The mosque was really demolished because it was used by the Israelis for their horses and cows and all of that. So it's nearly demolished, and the village is completely destroyed. But the churches are still uh, uh, there, and the people of Ma'lul, who are originally from Ma'lul, come there every year to celebrate Christmas, or if they have a marriage or a death in the family. Now, the Muslim cemetery was completely obliterated. The Christian cemetery is in the military zone, and the Christians, descendants from Alun, cannot visit their grandparents. But one member of a descendant went to the courts in Israel and was able to get the court to pass a decision that she can visit the grave of her grandfather. But that's an exception. An exception was made for her because she went to the court. The rest could not visit these cemeteries. So this is what we're dealing with. A Zionist movement which aims, a settler colonial movement like Canada, whose aim is to erase the history, the culture, and the existence of the people, the indigenous people of the land. And they have not been successful because, as I said, my daughter went back and now she has 3 children living in Nazareth, and she's very optimistic. She says the future is ours. This is a country which lives on foreign support. And if you know who are the foreign supporters, it started with the British who implanted the Zionism and the State of Israel, and it was followed up by the United States. And its major supporters are really colonial imperial powers like Germany, France, and England. Germany had Namibia, it was dismantled. Britain had Rhodesia and South Africa, and they were dismantled. And France had Algeria, and that was dismantled. And I am confident, most Palestinians are confident that the same fate will meet this racist, supremacist, settler colonial entity, which claims to represent Jews. And by doing this, they are really the main promoter of anti-Jewish racism, because Jews are not guilty of apartheid and genocide, which is being committed by this racist supremacist state. However, the saddest and most outrageous part is that I came to Canada, which after I came to Canada as an immigrant in 65, I dealt a little research. Canada, until 1967, by the way, had racist rules. It did not accept people from non-white European countries. Very few were accepted from non-white European countries. And I remember that because when I applied for immigration, and I was in Brazil at that time, I went to the Canadian embassy in Sao Paulo, and he was asking me, "Where was your father born?" I said, in Nazareth. "Your mother?" I said, "In Khartoum, Sudan." He said, "Sudan? Is she Sudanese?" I said, "No, she's Syrian, but her father was working in Sudan." So really, at that time in 65, if my mother was really a Sudanese, I wouldn't have been accepted to Canada. That is the reality.